Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I don't know about you, but I have been thinking about quirky British interiors lately. Similar thoughts? Yeah, I thought so. I have been scrolling through Instagram and I feel like all I continue to see is neutral interiors. And we love a neutral interior, but I'm craving color. So I thought it'd be fun to take the train out of Paris and let's go to London. Let's check in with Beata Heuman, which sounds a lot like Baiyina kind of weird. She's a Swedish born interior designer, but she's living and working in London. And she has a quirky, unique hand. And I have actually got a lot of great ideas from her book. And I think she uses color extremely well. I've got a lot of unique ideas from this book. So this is the image that I was looking at when I was sitting in my office and I realized that I needed green in this space. And that's why I brought this green vessel over. You can't fully see this vibe, but I have lavender ceilings. Okay. So with the green, I think, I don't know. So anyways, I've been getting a lot of cool ideas from her. So we want to do color and we're going to review her home. And let me also show you, this is what I recently got. This is my latest art acquisition. This is a beautiful, like from a real artist, Nicholas Orsini, unsigned. I got it from Jillian Bryce Gallery. She's amazing. She's a really cool Instagram account. I'll link it below. And she's got impeccable taste. And I feel like I like everything she has, which is rare because I kind of feel like I don't know, I have a quirky, taste in art. So this is my latest piece. I think it's super sophisticated and amazing. I'm really actually starting to curate an art collection right now. So let's get started. Let's watch the video and I'll give you guys my commentaries. Susanna Salt. Yeah, she's great.
So this is our living room.
When Stacy and I were trying to find the address, I looked out from the street at the curve of the chaise and I was like, and I saw the Joseph Frank and I was like, that's her house. It's so beautiful in here. And I'm really already sensing and admiring your signature love for the movement, the quiet movement in the shapes and curves.
That's kind of a very good example of it. It's almost sort of starts with that cabinet and goes across and over the fire screen and here, the back of the sewing chair, and on this love seat, which is also not love seat, but our chaiselong. That is also.
Oh, did you make that?
Yes.
It's
we call it the wave long.
Can I just say really quick? First of all, I love Susanna Salt. Okay, and I feel like I could be her. And like she just comes in and she's immediately like, I'm noticing this, I like that. I feel like that's me. And also like she's just smart in publications and magazines. Like, should I be working for like House Beautiful? Like I almost feel like this is like that could be a great opportunity for me. Okay, that's random. Second, what she's pointing out is the scrolly details that she noticed on these case goods on either side of the fireplace, and then that shape is also mimicked on the fire screen and then in the sofas and upholstery. What I want to point out to you guys that I always talk about is the opposites, okay? So every time she has a squiggle, she's also got that straight line. Also, look at the color use. Look at these pattern on pattern. It's really fun.
And then it's a slight curve in the sofa as well. Yes. So I think that really gives movement. And I think also that's a bit why I do so many bespoke things, because most things you can buy are often tend to be more square. So I think that's why you need to make it bespoke, because you can't really find things with curves so much otherwise. And I think that's very important in every room. Even the tray here from John Darien on the tooth, I spot that as well.
You're right. And it's very subtle, but it does make it feel very serene in here. And what I'm immediately drawn to is the white. The white of these walls is like the perfect white. Did you cut?
So important. Okay. That's why I couldn't show you my art in the living room, because I haven't painted the living room yet, because it's not the right white. It's too creamy. Okay. It's too shiny. That's why I had to paint half of this apartment, because the right white, the foundation of the room, is so important. You cannot even the paint is not right in your house. You've got to change it.
Customize that, or was it?
It's a Farrenborn strong white. So we always say that you can't go wrong with strong white.
You're not gonna, I don't know if you'll notice it. Okay, this color, green here, the yellow in the art, and then if you look here, it's this amber. Okay, so it's sight lines. That's what I talk about, and that's what we're actually going to be covering a lot of in my Styling 101 digital style guide. It's a mouthful, but I had this idea from looking at this book to do this green somewhere in here. And one of the ideas that I had is that hallway. Let me try to make my screen bigger. I went to the paint, so I got a bunch of greens, and I wanted to paint this whole hallway here. Crappy glass. Green, the whole thing, all the trim and everything. And then because the ceiling is lavender, then the green. And then in the living room, somehow I wanted to put this smoky blue that's sort of over there in that bag. So this book is chock full of a lot of really great ideas about how these colors travel throughout the space. Also, this guy, I need to find that sculpture.
Whether it's the striped pillows, the pattern, it's just beautiful.
I think that sofa looks a tiny bit of a disconnect, but I think that's her Swedish background, that kind of gentle curved, slip covered, simple sofa. That looks like Swedish farmhouse, and that can get pretty quirky and very interesting. I should do a video on that.
And what is this on the wall? This is such a wonderful surprise.
It's an antique flag from the kingdom of the Heuman, which is in West Africa. It doesn't actually exist anymore, but it was a royal banner they used over 100 years ago. But I actually bought it as a flag, folded up, and then I mounted it onto this canvas, and I did these sort of hand battered nails along the edge. So
you customized from a flag your own art. You're amazing.
Okay, so that's an amazing idea for large scale, affordable art that looks amazing. I mean, I'm assuming it's affordable. If you could go onto eBay or Etsy and find a vintage flag, a vintage textile, something that you liked, and just stretch it on canvas. And then the detail on the edges is really clever, just to do those like nail heads and everything. That's such a great idea. And textiles, especially aged ones, they're going to look expensive and authentic and raise the quality of everything. And that piece is really tying it all together. It's a really strong focal point over the fireplace.
Thank you.
What I noticed a lot about your home is that it's full of bespoke, custom things that you were inspired by somewhere else from a long time ago, or trips.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you customized it and made it into something here. Like, I bet you that this light you did.
Yes.
It looks almost like a flower.
It was funny you should say that. We call it the snowdrop rise and fall.
What is it? The snowdrop?
Snowdrop rise and fall.
Rise
so you
and
take
fall.
it up or you take it down.
And I love how you made the
that
cord
is so
a different
clever.
color.
It's on a pulley.
Yes.
But the whole white.
I
That
love
is
that.
so clever.
I have a feeling that the ceiling was not like this when you bought the house. It's amazing.
It was actually one of the most expensive things that I got for the house, but I was inspired by, you see these types of ceilings in Vienna, like turn of the last century, and patisseries and that kind of space. I also thought it was quite good to, if you're going to invest in something, it's quite practical when you're young children that it's on the ceiling.
That's interesting.
they can't
Not within arm's reach.
It's an interesting treatment. You sort of want to zoom out and look at the whole space. And blue gray is a color that I was sort of interested in somehow incorporating into my space, because I have all the warm golds and ambers. Anyway, I can't find it, but
very brilliant.
So
I wish
this
they would
is
show more of that kitchen.
And Gally's bedroom.
The best room in the house.
Yeah.
What was your inspiration for the incredible hand-painted murals?
It's really amazing.
It wasn't like this when you
No, it was not. So I when I used to work for Nicky Haslam, and we did a project out in New York, and he took me to the Bimmelman's bar at the Carlisle Hotel.
Those are, of course.
Always important to have your references, guys. Cool inspirations from amazing places.
Decided that I really wanted to recreate it in my house one day.
What I like is that it's girlish, and it could be for a baby in here, but it could also be when they get older, they can be in here together in their big girl beds.
I really love how, the hair is smoking a cigar and they're like drinking.
It doesn't take itself too seriously.
No,
I like that.
I would actually like to have a martini and take a nap in this room. Thank you. And
I love that this is
the scale of this bureau.
I love that this is sophisticated. It's like your children could grow with a room like this. And then it's also just a sophisticated guest room. And I feel like, oh my God, please give me a little small house with an extra bedroom. I want to make a guest room so bad with 2 twin beds and go wallpaper over the top and go crazy with textiles. it just is so fun to go bold in a small space like this, and I think it's absolutely beautiful.
So it used to be a fireplace, and you get this quite a lot in London houses, kind of big open hole that people don't really know what to do with.
Genius. Look how much room you get.
And then I had the sort of stylized line for feet.
Oh yes,
which is a little bit of I like to have slightly surreal elements to my work.
You can never have.
Can you guys just notice the colors? Look at all the colors that she combines. It's really well done. Actually, it's a lot. I mean, okay, so we've got the gold, the amber, then we've got the green, then we've got the purple, a little touch of blue, some red. Kind of all the colors I got going on in here, but in a different way, in a moodier way. So I think that's, you know, there's so much to learn when in design, just studying people's spaces, all the little details. This, I'm struggling a little bit with this one.
We actually had to take the window out to get it in.
You did?
Yeah, we did.
I love this room.
So I really love doing this type of window treatment, which is based on a traditional 18th century Swedish blind, and it uses glass rings. These particular ones are vintage ones that I found, 20 of them or so that I bought and used for clients, and you got the little contrast leather straps at the top holding them in place, and the fabric is of course my favorite Nikki Hasselhoff green wire,
all the details.
So this little garden house was already here when we moved in. The previous owners called it Chatsworth. That's kind of stuck. It looked very different though, so I wanted to create something that was sort of quite strong and sort of transported you into another place. Our lives are quite intense with work and activity and children.
I'd really have to be sold on that. I think it's fun. I don't know. I'm literally wearing the wallpaper of this room. Not something I would ever think to do, but extremely out there. And I feel like fitting with that kind of British quirky environment. When you love design, you can appreciate good design, even if it's not necessarily something that you would like live in. But it's like a fantasy place anyway. It's like a tea house, or, you know, you're taking a break from regular life to go somewhere creative. And so I think it's fun. I appreciate it.
Especially on the nice sort of summer's night, it just really feels like you're sort of on holiday or somewhere else. It's a really nice, sort of relaxing retreat.
I love this bedroom. Okay. I think this room is really a really great example of some of the styling techniques that I'm going to be teaching in my style guide. So what's making this room work, number one, is having a strong focal point over the bed with maybe it's another textile art. And then how there's that dominant color relating to this really interesting, probably vintage down comforter on the top of the bed. Those two colors are sort of uniting, and it's drawing you to the center of the room, exactly what the focal point should be, the bed. Then we're like mirroring that pattern in the art with the pattern on the pillow. So we're like adding another like focal point in the center. And then we've got these wild yellow sconces, which really contrast beautifully with this frame, because the blue and the yellow are color opposites, and it's complementary color to the pink. So that's kind of like uniting them. And then if you notice, everywhere else, it's symmetry of the mirrors, symmetry of the art on either side. The two nightstands are different, which you can totally do because they're the same height, but we have all the other symmetry happening in this space. And I think that's how she's able to combine such different style things together, okay? Because we're uniting in other ways. We're uniting with pattern, we're uniting with color, we're uniting with being pairs. And then that's how you can get away with putting all these different styles together, if that makes sense. So I think that's the end of her tour. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah. Oh my God, I love a skirted sink. That's another thing. I have many sides to me as a designer, but I honestly think like what's always been in my heart is I love traditional design mixed with modern, whatever. I'm really into the Parisian expression of that, but I've always been like new traditionalist, or like, I just appreciate these kind of details and love them so much. And I just always need modern to be in there, because that to me is what makes it like fresh and new and not like old lady, even though I love old lady style too. But for me, I want that mix. So that was fun. I hope you guys liked the video, and let me know if you did. Leave your comments below. Also, I have been working really hard on a new style guide. It's going to be Styling 101, guys, which is what we're talking about here in this video, right?
all the stuff that you see behind me, how to place it, what to buy, how to make it all look together, but still give your personality. That's coming out soon. I've been working really hard on it. Plus I have other digital style guides if you want my help. They're not long, complicated courses. They're small little bites that you need to know in order to accomplish your decorating goals. I will post my courses below, and thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later in the next one. Bye.